thumbs up, so let's start the actual first game between all of these 4 players here in 3, 2, 1, Tetris. And yeah, this looks actually like a game now. So we can see Dr. L on the top left, Zerbaib on the top right, Vickylotta on the bottom left, and Speedself on the bottom right here. Which means in total we have 4 players over here. As I said, 2 from France, 2 from not France. Ah, nice, das war quick. Warum? Okay, so it looks like we have a bit of connection stability issues here. So maybe we have these small pieces as we had with Dr. L and Vicky here for a second. We might get them again. I hope we won't. I just can't guarantee anything. So be prepared for potential slight stutters like that. And yeah, we also of course do have a chat here on YouTube and Twitch. And we, for example, had Eliva saying good luck players. And Pubi was saying this must be CTWC France. Exactly, this is CTWC France or Paris 2025 Regional. And I just feel like Nestus Champs is having some weird issues here today. Like they topped out and it's weird. But based on what I can see, I saw nothing. Okay, and looks like it's working now again. I have no idea, it's, standard tech issues here at a Tetris stream. It wouldn't be a Tetris stream if we didn't have tech issues. But we can see now Dr. at 134 against Zerbaib at 55. We have the second game between Lotta and Vicky and Speedself here. And of course, we have our referee Shuichi. So Shuichi, how did the first game between Vicky and Speedself end?
It was a very close game. Vicky topped out at 30k and Speedself at 31 or 32. So it was a very close game and both topped out at the same sequence, I think.
So it's 1-0 for Speedself?
Yes.
Okay, I got confirmation. It's currently 1-0 for Speedself. And yeah, Dr. L is in a big lead here. He has about 120k lead. Zerbaib and Dr. L played in the same quali slot. And there, Dr. L was one of the few players who did a level 18 start for basically all of the games. Here in the early rounds, you have the level choice between 15 and 18, which means if you want, you can start at level 15 or at level 18 to be exact. It's like you'd have to agree. But if you can't agree on level 15, I believe it's like there and you just play 18. Not fully sure, but something like that. Here, Dr. L side at 89s and 247. Again, quite nice game here. Speedself and Vicky also have a much better game here than their game number 1. And as you can see on Speedself's side here, it does have a blue heart. The heart colors are inspired by the French flag based on what I understood, which means, of course, colored blue, white, and red. And Speedself currently has about a Tetris lead here against Vicky, so it's neck and neck there. We have about a 6.5 Tetris lead here for Dr. L. Speedself has quite the dirty board, but so does Vicky. So Vicky is trying to get out of this quite high here. Set up for T-spin. Doesn't get the T-piece on time, gets the next bar, doesn't get the bar in. Overshifting 2 pieces, so Vicky tops out at 79, which means we now have a 2-0 for Speedself. Next up, between Vicky and Speedself, we do have the match point for Speedself. We are Dr. also stopping out. I believe he lost Death on the green S-piece to the left, which has led to the top out at 259, which means Zerbaib is now a chase down of about 5 Tetrises, played perfectly, that's 20 lines, so into level 18 speed, but in theory possible before the transition into level 19. So let's see what Zerbaib can do here, but he's getting pretty high here, doesn't get the next longbow over, which means we have 1-0 for Dr. L here. Vicky and Speedself have started their next games here, and Speedself going for a bit of push in the beginning, having bought a Tetris worth now in points after getting the Tetris. So does Vicky, but of course a 70-point lead here for Speedself. And Bergtroll, you're looking kinda confused. There's a mic here. So, Bergtroll, you look confused. What were you confused by?
Because I didn't see the mic, so I didn't know you were talking to the stream. So, hi to the stream, and let's commentate on this match.
Exactly so. We have these really tiny lavalier microphones. They are amazing because you can just hide them away and nobody sees them. And the sound quality is also pretty decent. Like I compared this Rode Lavalier Go, I believe it is, to my HyperX podcast I Have No Idea microphone at home, and they have pretty similar sound quality, which is pretty nice in my opinion. You can see about the Tetris lead currently for Vicky. Speedself has closed the well, getting the well open once again. Wants to get one more bar in. Is getting, yeah, kind of high, kind of dirty in the 26, 28, 30 piece route here. Doesn't get the next bar over, which means Vicky wins game number 3. And it is 2-1 or 1-2. Speedself having won 2 games, Vicky having won 1 game. So maybe Vicky can win the next game. We can get the legendary 2-2. The one score that you want in all games of Tetris if possible. In the bottom game between Dr. L and Zerbaib, we currently have about a 1.5 Tetris lead to Zerbaib, having a 30k lead, 61 for Zerbaib against 30 for Dr. L. Vicky and Speedself also just started their 4th game here, which means once again match point for Speedself. If Speedself manages to win this game, he will win the whole match and will be in round 2 or I believe in the top 16 of the winners bracket. Because no matter who loses, this match won't be out as we're in the winners part. You know, first round, round 1, double elimination. You can lose 2 times. First match, of course, you're not out. And we can see about a 1.5 Tetris lead here to Vicky currently. It's 39 for Vicky against 8 for Speedself. Speedself getting a bit high once again, kinda similar to the last game, but this time he does get a bar in time, gets it over and got a Tetris out of it. So does Vicky. And yeah, we can see Vicky here, 30k, 1.5 Tetris lead against Speedself. Speedself open. Vicky bird a line, not ready for the Tetris on the left side. Took a safety triple instead, which is oftentimes worth it. Always stay in the game instead of topping out. In the top match, we had a 1.5 Tetris lead for Zerbaib earlier, and it's now to a 1.5 Tetris lead to Dr. L. Dr. L getting the next Tetris as well into 132, and we can see Zerbaib. Again, I have no idea. Here having a bit of a dirty game, needs to win a few lines. Dr. L is currently playing on the center too high, center as an Calamate. Also burns a few lines as he closed the well not too long ago on the left side. At a small hole in. Self set up for a center well, dirty Tetris for Speedself. Speedself into 92 versus 95 for Vicky. Vicky having played 4 lines less. Could try, no, she doesn't try to set up for left well Tetris. If she put the longbow to the right, then she would have been left side Tetris ready here. So in the bottom game, we have a close game between the two players. In the upper game, we have Zerbaib just topping out at 90k, which means we have a 2-0 here for Dr. L. Is this all that I need to do? Let's see. I haven't used this thingy before. Okay, it doesn't do the heart. I have no idea about how I do the hearts then. I just know how I do it in the sheet thingy. But at least I have that now. And here in the chat we also had Tetris asking bracket anywhere. I wouldn't know where it is other than on my like on this PC, and I don't know where I'm logged in, so I can't provide you the link sadly. But we will take a look at the bracket, of course, after the first round, and in between matches as well to know what is coming up next. So about the first round, of course, we also do have a stream on Classic Tetris 2 that is done by Richard Wolfie. You know him, you most likely love him. Yeah. So Speedself, once again in a bit of early trouble. Well, not early, like mid trouble, as we're now at 65 lines. And next Tetris is going to Vicky into 2-0-2 against 136 here for Speedself. Dr. L wants, for example, GPs or the spin, doesn't get the spin, gets a 2G spin instead. Which means L is a bit high in the digging situation, while Zerbaib is a few lines away from being able to Tetris. That he would either now build up or clean up, well, build up with only one line, and he doesn't go for the green long LPs adjustment for the Tetris, which means instead he is burning a bit. Vicky currently in a 4.5 Tetris lead, so massive lead here for Vicky over the last few lines that she was able to build up, while Speedself here is just in a situation where it needs to burn quite a lot of lines, but so is Vicky, so this is now a situation of who can survive longer. Will it be Vicky or will it be Speedself? Okay, Mark said Vicky. Mark, of course, is totally not biased towards anyone here, as we know. Early shift here, or not quite shift correctly here for Vicky of that green S piece, but got some burns in, which means still in this. Speedself has been able to burn a bit quicker here, as you can see the amount of lines played, has played 6 lines more, so if we take that into consideration, in terms of pace, it's currently a 5.5 Tetris pace even pace here for Vicky. But level 18 is coming up soon. It's now happened, well, level 18 speeds. It's now happened on Speedself's side, so let's see how Speedself will be able to play here. On Vickylotta's side, there are still 6 lines left until the transition. 3 more lines left. Speedself quite high here in the center. Wants something for his column 8. He built in the column 8, which means he's stopping out at 167. So between Vicky and Speedself, it is now 2-2-2. And we have our beloved decider between Vicky and Speedself. As for L and Zerbaib, we have the 2-0 currently for Dr. L. And on game number 3, Dr. L has had a small lead here. It's pretty neck and neck between these two players currently, as you have the next drought here. The drought currently is at 18, 19, 20 pieces, and here's the next bar. So Tetris to Dr. L. So we also will be in the drought not too much time, so he knows the drought won't be too long, only like 20 pieces, which is pretty manageable. As for Vicky and Speedself, there's the first Tetris going to Speedself. Vicky's started in a bit of a burning situation here. At the top we have about a Tetris lead currently for Dr. L at 65 lines, while Zerbaib has played 61 lines, which means Tetris lead. Tetris difference in lines, it is neck and neck between Dr. L in terms of pace. In terms of points, we have a slight lead here currently for Dr. L, as well as a slight lead for Speedself at the bottom match of a bit under Tetris here. 23 for Vicky against 39 for Speedself. So now up to 1.5, down to a half. That was lead here to Speedself. So just close between these two players. In the upper match, it's still a 1.5. That was lead here for Dr. L, getting close to level 18 now. At 87 lines for Dr. L and 80 lines for Zerbaib. So once again, in terms of pace, it's neck and neck between Dr. L and Zerbaib. I need someone who speaks French. Maybe I can find someone in this French country called France. But, you know, just a slight guess. Dr. L hitting a bit high, getting the burn into Tetris. So 220 for Dr. L against 154 for Zerbaib. Dr. L in a nice position in terms of points. Whereas Zerbaib is in a bit of a, still downsizing situation here. But should be able to get a clean transition into level 16. Next set is going to Vicky. Vicky is currently about a Tetris and some change behind Speedself in terms of pace, and 2 Tetris and some change in terms of points. We can see Zerbaib not getting the cleanest transition here, but should be pretty doable. He only needs something for the left side. But he doesn't get a good piece for the left side, and this is now getting close to top out height. Yeah, the long but not what he needed. Especially not to the right, which means Zerbaib tops out at 163, and Dr. L does sweep here against Zerbaib. So congratulations to Dr. L for sweeping in this match, and to Zerbaib, of course, you have a chance in the lower bracket to redeem yourself. You have at least one more match left to go here. So we can now maybe switch over to just Vicky versus Speedself. Let's see if that will happen. As you have the decider between Vicky and Speedself. Next set is going to Speedself here. And perfect, we now have Speedself versus Vicky here. So we can see them both in big on the stream here. Over there on stream number 2, by the way, we currently also have Cousin versus Zulu, which looks like quite a close match to me as well. And the next set is going to Vicky. 206 for Vicky, 255 for Speedself. At the same lines, you have a 2.5 Tetris lead currently for Speedself. Because Vicky originally was a guideline Tetris player, so I believe until October last year. Only then she started to get into classic Tetris, and for that, of course, she is performing amazingly well here today. Speedself is from the Trackmania community, and for that, he's also performing amazingly well. Like, you know, these players who are not, you could say, Tetris crackheads who play Tetris for 5 hours, 10 hours a day, and are still showing up and showing us here what they can do. And that's what I love about these smaller local events. You know, the big CTWC Jazz and CTWC, where we have the highest, only the highest level of players. We also here to have some more average players, you could say. And yeah, in terms of pace and points, Speedself able to get a nice lead in here, up to 4.5 Tetrises basically here against Vicky. Vicky is now open once again. Is about a Tetris behind in terms of lines played. Next Tetris here to Vicky. Speedself getting a clean transition into level 18 speed. And Vicky still has a chance to catch up on level 18, but the board is not looking too amazing now. She got a weird long bar. And is now in a bit of cleanup here at the beginning of level 16. The level 18 speed also doesn't go on for too long. It's only up until level 18, 30 lines, and Vicky already troubles here on the left side. Needs to find a way to build this up cleanly and then burn. Oh, that Gray is LP wasn't what she needed, topping out at 280, which means Speedself wins the decider.